Hello, this is composer Randall Standridge, and I would like to welcome you to the Garden Consortium. I am very excited about this project. This is video blog number 1. We are ready to go, and this is just going to be hopefully a good experience for you and for myself and for the directors and everybody out there. But anyway, we're just going to jump right in. So this is video blog number 1 for the Garden Consortium, and this video is just kind of an introduction to what we're going to be doing, what I hope to accomplish. And just the general outline of everything. So this is just kind of an introduction. So first I want to make sure that everybody knows how the Garden Consortium got started. It all started with this piece of music called Frogs. I had this idea for a piece about frogs that was really fun and quirky, but I wanted it to be grade 1.5 for younger bands because even though I'm currently trying to write more advanced music, I love writing music for young bands because I think it's very challenging. It's really easy for a composer to write something very boring for a young band, and people do it all the time. And you can quote me on that. But writing something that's interesting, musically worthwhile, and challenging, it's a challenge for us because we have to write within certain bounds with certain educational considerations, pedagogical considerations, and everything else. So I wrote Frogs, and there was this huge response to it. Just, a bunch of schools wanted to be a part of it. And so I ended up writing another piece called March of the Arachnids. And when I was working on them together, I was like, I could make this a bigger suite, because one thing I'm intrigued with is writing larger forms of music for younger ensembles, because I think a lot of composers don't do that. I recently experimented with that I just completed my Darkland Symphony about 2 years ago, which is a grade 2 to 3 symphony for young band, full symphonic thing, but just achievable for that level. And I thought, I want to go even younger. I want to do a full-blown suite for young bands. So that's what this is, and that's kind of how the consortium got started. So the pieces we're going to be creating during this consortium, we're going to be creating 2 pieces. One is going to be based around the idea of flowers, because, in a garden you have flowers and things growing. And then we're also going to have a piece based around bees, because bees play such an important part in the life of any agriculture, carrying pollen from plant to plant, and plus they're just, incredible creatures in their own right. Plus, the idea of, beautiful, lovely flowers and, buzzing, stinging, quirky bees are so polar opposite of each other, even though they're, live together symbiotically. That was intriguing to me, to be able to put 2 pieces like this together at the same time. So what we're going to be doing in this consortium is we're going to be giving you the behind the scenes. A lot of times band students only get the finished piece, and that's it. Maybe sometimes they get to talk to the composer a little bit, but you're going to see the entire raw background of what really goes on. So for instance, you're going to have access and see me explaining my sketches, my initial ideas. Once the sketch is done, you'll see the first raw sketch, which is going to be completely different and very ugly compared to what you probably usually see from composers. Then we're going to take you through the process of orchestration, deciding what voices play what. Then we're going to take you through the idea of drafts, which will be, I finish a piece and then I go through it again and, okay, what needs to be fixed? Why did I change it? What got cut out, what got added, and why? Because with a good composer, they'll go through many drafts, fine-tuning a piece. If anybody just writes something on first draft, it's either because they had a deadline or they're lazy. Then we're going to go through even the graphic design process, selecting a cover, selecting artwork that represents, what these pieces should be. Then the second part of all this, and of course, the final product, duh. The second part of all this, which I'm even more excited about, is doing the recording project. I'm going to be recording an album this fall of some of my concert works. And the second part of this consortium will be going to showing you how a composer prepares for a recording project, the process of getting the scores ready, the actual recording day. I'm going to do several videos from that day, then the mastering process, and then putting together an album and actually releasing it, which you will have access to for free as part of this consortium. So those are all of the things we're going to be doing. You're going to learn a lot about me, about my life, and about me as a composer, and just the composing process in general. as we go through this process. And I am really excited because I was very fortunate in my young band days to have encounters with several composers, and it showed me that composing was something anybody could do. And that's the big thing I want you to get out of this. Anybody can compose. If this is something you want to do it. Dedicate to the craft, get better at it, get input, and go for the things that you love. Because I love composing, I love writing music for young musicians like you, and I cannot wait to see how all this turns out. So thank you for being a part of the Garden Consortium. As soon as I turn this off, I'm going to start on my sketchpad for this. So video 2 should be coming very soon. So as always, peace, love, and music, and see you again soon.